So 100 days ago, I made a promise to myself that I was going to play golf and post content every single day until I became a single-digit handicap. So here's 100 days of content. A little chip. This is my favorite shot because this is what I practice in the backyard a lot. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. What you think about that, baby? You see, I know how to chip. You guys see that? Look at this. I can zoom in on that thing right there. Look at that. Boom, that's me. That middle one. All right, so this is day one of posting golf content every day until I become a golf influencer. Whatever that means. What's up, everybody? This is day two, playing golf every day until I become a golf influencer. So I'm about to start you guys off with the drive. Alright, so that's day two, pretty good ball. Look at me, showing off for the camera. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit it. I'm not gonna record this though. Alright, that concludes day two, and today's game will not change my handicap, so we're not going to talk about it. Straight booty. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's day three of playing golf every day until I become a golf influencer. So today I'm hitting balls in my backyard. As you can see, that last one was, not that it was shitty, but it just didn't carry very far. But it went kind of straight, so it'd be a decent miss, you know. Now I'm trying to get at least one 260-yard drive out here right now for you. Not good either. That one went left. We're gonna tee it up again. Just gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm like falling out of my swing. Let's try another one. I want to get a good one for you guys in here. Still pulled 11 degrees left, but it carried 247. Apple Valley Golf Course, hole one, that would have been OB. That was a 270-yard carry, right down the poop chute. I wanted to show off a little bit. Thank you, Pete Golfs, my new handle, and yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the content, motherfuckers. Very, very grumpy, very angry. I'm working on my breathing. I want to relax, but I'm angry. What's up, everybody? Day four of playing golf every day until I become a golf influencer. Out here with the homie Mike. What's up, dog?
What's up, man?
Today we're focusing on anger management because I'm already off. I'm 18 over. It's the worst. This is the worst night I've had, at least in a year.
That's right. Look at the bright side, buddy.
Yeah.
It can only get better.
We'll check back in a couple holes. But just finished the front nine with a 54. My day four is not going very good. I think my handicap might go backwards today. It's gonna be Butte, Mike.
I didn't see it.
All right, I just made a par, so now I'm not so angry. All right, day four is done. Shot a 99, 54 on the front, 45 on the back. So I kind of pulled it together on the back. Rough game of golf, but it went, you know, that's golf. That's golf, so I'm over it. My name is Jeff. What's up, everybody? It's the Golf Father here. Day 5, playing golf every day until I become a golf influencer. I played at Hesperia Lake today. Not Hesperia Lake, Hesperia Golf Course today, and still frustrated. Still not good at golf. My driver is what's hurting me the most. I can't hit my driver. I didn't hit one fairway today. But yeah, I shot a 101 at Hesperia, so my handicap's not going to be helped in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully I get better soon. Oh, actually, I made some improvements today because I figured I have a really awkward. So when I set up to my club, I don't have any shaft lean. And that's what's making me feel so awkward at setup. So even though I played some really bad golf today, I figured out some stuff. My buddy Uday helped me figure out some stuff today. Get on the range and practice and see if I can figure it out, because I'm not even shooting close to my handicap right now. And that's kind of not fun. So yeah, till next time. This is how my first hole went, but I ended up saving it for a bogey, so it was good. What's up, everybody? It's Frankie P Golfs again, and this is day 6 of playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. I'm taking a video here before my round because I want you guys to see how excited I am, because I've been practicing, and I think I'm gonna have a good 9 holes. I'm just playing 9 holes today, but I'd want you to see how I'm gonna look after the round. Let me practice some putts. Yeah, maybe. All right, day 6 is done, and I officially shot the best 9 I've ever shot, which is a 40. I was 5 over. So this 9 here should actually bring my handicap down to a 20. So I think we've made some progress, boys. But you know how golf is. I could probably come back out here tomorrow and everything went to shit, but really good. Probably gonna come back out tomorrow morning and get another round in. But hey, the practice is paying off, and yeah, Frankie P Golf is out. See you later, motherfuckers. What's up, everybody? It's day 7, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And I'm out here. I'm gonna play with the men's club today at Apple Valley. After yesterday's game, I'm hoping to have a good round. I'll work on my driver a little bit before the day starts.
I did it because my buddy.
Nice. Not bad, dude. Damn. Should stay left.
Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth.
Good ball.
My fucking dumpster's gone, dude.
Nice.
Testing out these new mics. Little mic up here. I want to see how it sounds. Day 6 playing golf every day is done. I did really bad today. Bad, my driver did bad. I ended up shooting a 96 at Apple Valley, 25 over, so I'm not really happy with that. What's up, everybody? Frankie Pete Golf here. This is day 8 of playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. I'll hit about 100 balls in the backyard. So yeah, this is how I've gotten my chipping to pro level status, is just by chipping in the backyard, you know, chipping or pitching, whatever you want to call it, here in the backyard. So yeah, check it out. Besides, wow, that felt good. Frankie P Golfs is out. That's day 8, playing golf every day. I hope you guys like the videos. Thanks.
exhausted.
I think it might be good. All right, day 9 playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. I piped the drive like 300 or something yards. I hit a good second shot, so this is my birdie putt. Oh. What's up, Eric? Fucking Eric. You believe Eric thinks I suck? He fucking sucks. Look at him over there. But he's gonna miss that putt. I get my first putt on camera. Oh, fuck. Take my fucking time. That's it. Eric, that's bad luck. I didn't make it. I 3-putted.
Shot. Big shot.
Thank you. Today I went out and I was trying to work on my posture. So if you can tell, I'm trying to have less of a hunchback. I don't know, it kind of looks weird. And I know that posture is pretty important in golf. So barely broke 100. I feel like I'm making some progress. I had some crazy good drives though, and some really bad ones. I don't know what to call it. We'll figure it out. Peace. What's up, everybody? This is day 10. Playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. In honor of day 10, I'm gonna hit 10 drives in the simulator today. Okay. A short. Woo. Felt decent. Bad shot. All right, best one so far. That's it. All right, what's up, everybody? This is day 11 of playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. I'm gonna start you off here on hole 1 at Apple Valley, and hopefully I can get a good drive. Oh, fuck. Good enough. Barely good. Barely fucking good. Get up. That should look good, huh? All right, so this is my first green of the day, first hole. All right, let's see if I can make a par on video today. Let's see if I can get a par of the day. Ah. Whew. Barely. Par of the day, baby. Oh my God. So that's it for day 11. I started off pretty good with 2 pars, and then that drive just went to complete doo-doo, but ended up shooting 10 over, not too bad. See ya. Beauty. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is day 12, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today I got some tacos, so you already know it's gonna be a good day. Tacos, mother.
Nice shot. Beautiful shot.
Yeah. There we go. That's a good shot. Look at that. That should be a par. Par of the day, boys.
Nice looking swing, man.
Thank you.
Really nice. Get up a little.
Good bro.
Showing off. Look at that. It's a good day for Frankie Pete Golfs. I broke 90 today. I shot exactly an 18.9. I toned my drive down, and then I pulled out my 2-iron, you know, on some holes that I don't need a driver, and man, I played good. What's up, everybody? Day 13, playing golf every day until I'm golf influencer. Okay, first drive, nice smooth swing down the middle. And as you may already know, no good drive ever goes unpunished. Cue the Mexican music so you can see me hit a dart. First green and reg, baby. Man, I'm freaking mad. I feel like I'm playing good, but I'm just making like a lot of dumb mistakes. I'm already 11 over. I'm on hole 9, so I'm pretty angry. So we'll see where this goes. 12 over going into the back 9. Hit a little short 4-iron, but it was good for up and down. Then on hole 12, I hit a beautiful hybrid shot, but the wind put it in the bunker. Then hole 15 on this third shot ended up short. Not surprised. I pulled out the 2-iron trying to be safe, but really wasn't working for me today. But at least it stayed in bounds because, you know, the driver likes to go out of bounds. And then I flushed this 7-iron, but somehow still came up short at 160 yards. But this last hole was probably the biggest disappointment because I ended up getting up to the fringe on 2. As you can see, I hit a nice 4-iron, rolled up here, and I bladed it past the flag and ended up still with a par, but should have been a birdie. Anyways, ended up with a 94 and a coffee stain on my shirt. So yeah, that's it. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is day 14. Playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Today, I'm practicing some chips. So usually for these short chips, I put it in the back of my stance, but I kind of don't like how it's been feeling. So that's in the back of my stance. Yeah, that's just shitty, dude. Fucking shitty. Wow, I like that better. So that was in the front of my stance. I'm gonna roll though if I do that. Where do you put the ball? Front or back? Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple of face-on videos. So these are in front of my stance and they feel a lot better honestly than the back behind the stance. Now I went in the hole. Just working on some chips. Peace. What's up, everybody? It's day 15, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And we're playing with the men's club again today. So let's see if we can break 90 again, baby. Let's go. A little cut down the middle, not on purpose, but it worked. And then I'm gonna pull this left into another fairway. So, I mean, this video should pretty much just sum up what my drives look like today, right? I'm just playing from different fairways, slice, left hook, little temper tantrums here and there, but decided to pull out my 3-wood, and still it wasn't a good shot, but at least it went down the middle and it was safe. And here on hole 18, I hit a little low cut that ended up working out pretty good, so can't complain. All right, everybody, so I finished up that round, and I actually shot a 90, so I'm getting closer and closer to consistently breaking 90. Played with a couple guys from the men's league, didn't win any money, but hey, that's golf sometimes, right? But I'm not too mad at my score. Made some big mistakes that probably could have helped me break 90. Still having trouble off the tee. But anyways, Frankie Pete Golf out. What's up, everybody? Day 16, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Today, I'm working on drills. I downloaded this app that is helping me like with my swing and stuff. So one of the drills that they're having me do is the Justin Rose pump drill. You come back, and then he wants you to drop your hands first before you turn. So that's kind of what I'm working on today. feel like I'm transitioning my weight better doing that.
Okay, so the drill feels good, but for some reason I'm still casting the club here, as you can tell. And that's going to be a big issue with my swing. It's still a huge issue.
So that's about it for day 16. That's what I'm doing out here. Just trying to get those feels figured out. Frankie P Golf out. See how this round goes. You camera, fuck you. What's up, everybody? This is day 17. Playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Windy as shit, but today I'm using irons only. So let's see how this round goes.
So as you can probably already tell, this was not a good round. I, for some reason, was struggling with this really bad over-the-top swing. This was actually a good shot. Look at the little dart, maybe 10 feet from the pin.
Yeah, baby.
So proud of that one. But every other shot, just the fact that I made impact was pure luck. This shot was actually close. This was another like decent shot. But for some reason, I just could not, stop coming over the top with my swing. And it progressively got worse near the end of the round to the point where I got really, really angry. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I get angry. It's just a game. I get it. But I'm a passionate man. And, with passion comes great anger. So, whacked a couple balls. Got angry.
So this is the worst I've played in a long time, and it's the angriest I've been in a long time. Like, I actually want to break my clubs.
So right before this hole, I went OB about 3 times back to back. So, yeah.
So I think my internal core temperature is probably like 120 degrees. Really angry. And it's really windy. It's really cold.
And we're going to finish off the round by putting one right in the street, 3 feet from the car.
This has been a bad day.
So I ended up with an 103, which is really bad. I think that's the worst I've shot in the last 6 months or so. But hey, that's golf. Just got to get over it.
What's up, everybody? Day 18. Playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today we're working on some chipping again in the backyard. I aim for that little orange bucket over there. Practicing off this short turf because during the winter there's almost no grass, and this kind of feels, I don't know, like no grass. Yeah. Ah, shit. Oh, right back to me. Fuck, dude. It's one of those days. Dude, I changed one thing, then I forgot how to swing. I want to see on the video what makes me cause, like, they're horrible shanks, dude. It's the worst shot you can hit on the freaking golf course. You'll go from having a beautiful look of the green to in a bunker. And I started thinking about hinging my wrist. I just forgot how to hit the ball. Fucking shank. Felt better. Now I feel like I'm bringing the club on the inside. If I don't figure out these shanks here, dude, I take them to the golf course. Quite annoying, actually, because I didn't have this problem, and then I thought of hinging my wrist, and now I'm just all over the place. Shank City. Another shank. Okay. That's it. I can't record this anymore. Hi, what's up, everybody? Day 19, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today I'm just walking 9 holes, trying to get some feels.
First drive right into the barn.
More left.
Anyways, you already know.
Strike.
It's time for a reload. Bam! Almost out again, but safe.
All right, so today I'm working on a couple different things. I'm working on a stronger grip with my right hand.
Shut up,
And
Frank.
I don't remember something else, but definitely the strong grip.
And then I had this real cool shot over the barn. Ended up working out pretty good. Hook left. And then Eric's going to try to drive the green on this 350-yard par 4. Or kill somebody. And then I followed up that left hook with another left hook. And then a big old slice.
You thought about it.
Eric, where can they find you?
That golf guy, 118.
Let's do it.
On everything, really.
Holy moly.
He actually did almost drive the green on this one.
Holy moly. Wow.
Then I hit a clean 7-iron right over the green. I don't know why I did that. It was like only 150 out.
A little better.
So after this shot, Eric told me to just aim a little to the right and don't change anything.
You changed something.
I did. That's it for day 19. Today was a real fun round. I didn't keep score. All I did was practice my shots and hang out with my buddy Eric. So, you know, don't forget you need those rounds every once in a while because this game will really get to you. Fuck you, camera. Fuck you. All right, everybody, day 20, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. First drive, first swing of the day. Let's see how it goes.
One of the few swings you'll ever see me hit where I don't swing over the top. And a good drive. And then another decent drive, which will probably be short-lived by a horrible approach. And then I pulled a little 6-iron. At least it's not in the water. And you know what? I was really surprised that I hadn't sliced the ball yet, but there she goes. You get what you asked for. Not a bad miss. Still get up and down. And then hole 18, I hit a big old hook left.
That's it for day 20. Played like 11 or 12 holes, trying to get a little bit better, so not too shabby. Played a couple holes trying to get some more feels, so yeah. Peace. What's up, everybody? Day 21, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today we're practicing sand shots because I don't know how to hit.
And you know what's funny is that I think this is the only good sand shot I hit. Okay, so pretty much the entire time I just try to figure out the sand shots because lately I've been having trouble getting out of the sand. And if you watch this video long enough, you'll realize that I never really figured it out. So we'll just save that for another day because that's golf. And golf's all about learning. And today I learned that I suck at sand traps, so maybe practice a little more. But thanks for watching, everybody.
I suck at sand traps. What's up, everybody? It's day 22, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And let's see how it goes.
Okay, so today I came out with the intention of trying to bow my wrist. And as you can tell, the first drive kind of made me think that I figured it all out again. And the second drive did as well. So this idea originally came from a YouTube video I watched that told me I needed to bow my wrist. And it really was working until it wasn't, because then I started hooking left. Like everything started hooking really left, so. But I'm pretty sure I watched another YouTube video that said if If you start hooking left or missing left, you're on the right track or right path. But this is actually what's really wrong with my swing. As you can tell, it kind of gets stuck, you know, kind of get like compacted. I don't know how to explain it. Loss of posture or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I watched another video that says I'm swaying my hips instead of rotating them, and that's probably true too. So I was grumpy, now I'm not, because I'm working on my wrist. So getting better. All right, that's it for day 22 or something, whatever it is. But it was kind of a rough day. I was practicing that bowed wrist or whatever they call it, supinated wrist. So it was a good day of some practice. Played shitty though, but always next time. So today we played in the rain, and let me tell you, it was different. All right, that's day 23 playing golf every day, and that was a shitty ass shot. Okay, so I'm gonna start this off with a bogey of the day. I'm gonna show you an entire hole. Start it off with a big old slice into the other fairway. That's actually okay though, because I have been practicing for this moment literally since I started golf. So this was definitely a booty clench moment, because as you can tell, there's a parking lot over there. And for a second there, I thought I hit this thing too far. I'm in the bunker. So the bunker ended up saving me, and then I ended up freaking going over the bunker. But I hit a nice little chip that if I could make a decent putt, I'll get up and down, and boom, baby, roll it in. All right, there's a whole hole. All right, so now I'll just add a bunch of the other shots that I recorded while I was out there. So this is actually the second hole, right after posting a 10 on the first hole. Here's actually a decent little drive with a little draw on it, barely inbounds, but we're good. This was actually a decent shot, but looking back now, I don't know why I was aimed so far right. You know, probably wouldn't have been that bad if I was aimed in the right direction. And then a really terrible drive. So he ended up in the dirt somewhere left. It was still safe, but man, that was bad. And another bad miss left, but I think I'm consistently hitting a little bit more left misses than those big old right slices. That's got to be good. And then another little shot on a par 3 that ended up being short. Ended up in the bunker, so it wasn't a terrible shot, but not enough to get up on the green, baby. But that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. Peace. If they can do it, so can I. What's up, everybody? This is day 24, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And I'm out here in the rain today, practicing some putts, baby. Because golf is life, right? And no, I'm not going to show my ass for a couple of bucks. Maybe 10. But I am getting close to day 30. And I don't have 50,000 views yet, so, you know, just trying to get creative. Anyways, back to the real reason why we're here. Alright, online coaches, check out my stroke. Tell me how I stroke. But on a real note, you know, putting is one of those things that you have to practice a lot. Figure out a tempo, you have to figure out a stroke that works for you, because if you don't, you know, you're gonna 3-putt everything. So I like to come out here and just hit putts like this, you know, roll them in, easy putts. You know, when I'm out on the golf course, I like to roll in every putt. You know, you'll occasionally have people who laugh at you because, you know, you like rolling on all your putts, but because it doesn't matter. You do what you want on the golf course. It's all about you. You ever notice how most of the time while you're on the course, the balls will lip out? Yeah, that's because the courses are rigged. You know, the holes are slightly smaller when you're playing on the golf course. And so, stay woke, golfers. Another good thing to remember is that great golfers, they don't putt with their hands. They putt with their glutes. So make sure you engage them cheeks, activate the power, and let the booty guide the ball home, babe. All right, that's it for day 24. It's raining. I got to get out of here, but Frankie P Golf out. Yeah, you got to be some sort of fucking demented to be out here golfing like this, dude. But what can I say? I love it. What's up, everybody? It's day 25, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today I'm going to work on my 7-iron. I'm going to try to dial in the distance for my 7-iron. Still working on that wrist bowing funk, you know? And I'm also trying not to sway my hips as much on the downswing, so keep my posture. Hey, that was 90-yard carry. Oh, shitty. That was 146 yards carry. This one was 147.
So I'm using Kirkland balls here.
This one was
I'm still hitting
143.
greens.
Another shitty one for only 117. Another semi-shitty one.
We're only rolling out like 150.
146. 105.
Chunky.
145.
Alright, so my 7-iron doesn't really carry more than 150 apparently. I'm gonna try to hit it real hard.
Still 142.
I'm gonna hit it harder.
156.
So these clubs are from 2004. They're the Nike NDS irons, and I think they're about a club weak compared to today's clubs. So 156, 160 carry is pretty good for these clubs.
150.
Distance is not as far as I usually think they go.
164.
But I went 173. I did swing a little harder on that one.
163 carry. And 152.
All right, so that's it for day 25. That's it for day 25, playing golf every day. Let me know how far you think I should be hitting my 7-iron. When should I be playing it? How should I play the 7-iron? I'd love to hear what you all have to say. What's up, everybody? It's day 26, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
Hole 1 at Apple Valley. This is 397 yards from the tips. It's a beautiful, inviting fairway, and somehow, against all odds, I actually made a par here. But don't get too excited because the rest of the round was not this pretty. Smoked a drive right down the middle, which immediately had me thinking, all right, today might actually be the day. 135 out, smooth 9-iron, landed it on the green like I meant to do that. 2 putts later, par. Solid start, and also the last time golf was nice to me all day. Hole 4, aimed straight, ball said nah, took a hard left turn. Pretty sure it's another fairway. Teed it up, I aimed right, and yep, ball listened, straight off into the other fairway. Hole 8, 140 yards out, hit a 9-iron so thin it might as well have been a putt, but somehow ended up on the back fringe. I'm not sure how, but I'm not asking questions. Hole 9, hit a perfect little draw over the trees. Too bad the rest of the round was filled with out-of-bound drives and bad decisions. Shout out to my buddy Joe, hit a great drive, and honestly, he's one of the few people I know who's actually shot under par here. Hole 10, 205 yard par 3, hit a solid 4 hybrid, nice and straight, but it just came up short. Hole 13, 100 yards, grabbed the sand wedge, and actually landed it on the green. Yeah, I know, it's a miracle, especially after a snowman on hole 12. Hole 16, smacked a drive so short and to the right, it might have been looking for a new home in the bushes. Hole 18, final drive, hit it right, just close enough to make me reconsider my life choices. Somehow, though, no cars were harmed in the making of the shot. Shot a 97 from the blues. You know, I had a really good front 9. I shot a 43 on the front and then a 54 on the back.
What's up, everybody? It's day 27, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Today I'm working on my 9-iron, so I'm gonna try to dial in the distances for my 9-iron.
So currently I play my 9-iron at about 140 yards. So if you watch this video in entirety, go ahead and look at the stats from all these and let me know what you think I should be playing my 9-iron at. I used to play it at around 150 yards and realized that's why I was always short.
I'm also curious if the ball makes a difference. I'm gonna switch balls real quick. I'm gonna try to hit a Callaway Super Soft, see how far that goes. That was a bad shot. See, that was bad, but the ball went 136 yards. 140. Thin again. All right, everybody. That's it for day 27. We'll see what I should be playing my 9-iron at. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.
The confidence in the dance, immaculate. The swing, pure. The result, my face says it all.
What's up, everybody? It's day 28, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And we're playing from the blues today at Apple Valley. So let's see if I can break 90.
Hole 2 plays about 160 yards from the blues. Got 3 bunkers, 1 green, and a mysterious dried up lake with nothing but false hopes and dreams. I take my 7-iron, commit to the shot, and immediately book a one-way ticket to the sand. Miraculously, somehow I make it out in one shot. Lined it up, read the brake, perfect speed, and just an absolute disrespect from the golf gods. Tapping for bogey, can't be mad. Alright, that's a bogey for hole 2. Now back to a random collection of shots that really make no sense together, just like my golf game. So I started the round striping some good drives, but after getting closer to the back 9, my swing expired. Started my swing thinking, let's put this one in play. Ended my swing thinking, well, guess I'm bushwhacking. Aimed right, ball went right. Classic.
Alright, so I had a really good front 9, and then I just fall apart mentally or something, but I get into the back 9, man, and I've got 3 OBs in a row. Got plenty of holes left to keep going OBs, so fucking pissing me off, dude. This game is really, really irritating. But today I'm working on not getting too grumpy. I haven't got too angry. I've been kind of trying to control my emotions, so hope for the best from now on.
Looks like I finally hit a ball in bounds on the back 9. It's too late to break 90, but hey, at least I haven't thrown a tantrum yet. Small victories. Chunked his last shot, but somehow still managed to par.
Alright, day 28 is done. And I had a real good front 9 and then blew up on the back. But the best part is that I stayed emotionally composed for most of it. So, let's go.
First drive of the day, piped it right down the middle for your mama.
What's up, everybody? It's day 29, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Let's see how it goes.
Hole 3 at Apple Valley, plays about 395 yards. Slight dogleg right. Ideal play, probably a little control fade off the tee. My play, usually a dead pull straight into the tree. Except today I got lucky and ended up short of the bunker. Then I followed it up with a terrible left miss. That put me in a really bad position because you don't ever want to be over here, especially short side of the pin. Because then you end up doing something like this, sculling it over the green and having it chip back onto the green. One man, one putt, and one lip out for a double bogey. Just out here doing my part, helping aerate the fairways with a big old chunk. Hey, surprisingly enough, this is actually a pretty good drive. A little miss left, but it's good. Man, look at me, hitting some draws out here. I'm pretty sure I was having a pretty good round up to this point as well, so. Even followed it up with I think it was like a 6-iron from 175 yards out. You've seen the chunk and the bad drives. Here's a good little chip that actually worked out. Played it smart, took the 2-iron out, and still needed a tree to keep me in play. Strategy? Flawless. Then on this par 5, I hit a pretty short shot, but it was good. Can't complain. Here's another chip that wasn't as good, but it wasn't scolded, so take every victory we can. Man, so at this point, my driver misses are more accurate than my good swing. Golf is weird.
Alright, day 29 is done. So I broke 90 again today. I shot an 89. Played pretty good. I didn't go out of bounds at all. So I think that was the big difference out of everything else, was no OBs today. I took out my driver for like 4 holes on the back 9 and had some close calls, but still ended up shooting pretty good. 89, baby. Won a little bit of money at the men's league. So let's go. Frankie P Golf out. 289s in a row.
What's up, everybody? It's day 30, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Let me hit this drive.
Alright, so there's not much footage of me playing today because, well, I was locked in. Laser focused, third eye open, full zen mode, kind of locked in. So I pulled out the 2-iron again to kind of play safe. And of course, because it's me, even while playing it safe, I somehow still found a way to go OB. It's okay though, because my next shot landed 3 feet from the pin. But hey, that's golf for you. 1 minute you're reloading, the next you're tapping in for par like nothing ever happened.
Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Boom, baby.
And then to wrap it all up, last drive of the day, absolute missile, dead center, right down the fairway. And then I chunked the 6-iron 180 yards out.
Day 30's done. I shot an 89. So making some progress. 2 89s in a row. No complaints from me, baby. Let's go. Oh, shoot. What's up, everybody? Day 31, playing golf every day. And today, we're all out here practicing. Oh, shoot. Okay, go a little softer, okay? Not so hard, not so hard.
So day 31 of my journey, and today I'm sharing the game I love with my 3 boys. It's amazing to see them get excited about golf while I work on my swing. building memories one swing at a time. You know, all our swings could use a little bit of work. Abel's swing, for sure, almost gave us a black eye. But hey, we're all learning together, right? And that's a wrap for today. So keep on swinging, keep laughing, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Want to see Frank hit a 300-yard drive?
What's up, everybody? Day 32, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Today I'm playing with my buddy Josh.
Here's hole 4 at Apple Valley Golf Course. Plays about 360 yards from the whites. It's a pretty straightforward fairway, as long as you can stay out of the trees on both sides. Would you believe I actually hit a perfect 300-yard draw right down the middle? But as you may already know, no good drive goes unpunished, except today. A little short, but good, baby. And then I barely missed this putt. When I mean barely, I mean I could have tapped it in with a fart. Honestly, if it wasn't for the wind, that would have gone in. Alright, back to hole 1 where all the magic starts. Me and Josh hit completely opposite drives, except mine was a lot prettier. So I'm about 30 days in or so, and the progress is starting to show. I've dropped from a 21 to an 18 handicap. You know, the swing's feeling better, scores are definitely improving, but let's be real, it's still a grind. Lately I've been dialing my setup. You know, I'm trying to find that sweet spot where I actually feel comfortable over the ball. Some days it clicks and I'm striping it. Other days, well, let's just say the trees, the bushes, and the water, you know, they're all in bounds. I've had some solid runs. I've put together some really great holes, but them blow-up holes, yeah, they're still pretty much what's holding me back. I'm usually just one bad swing away from completely losing it mentally and emotionally. So working on trying to get that part of the golf game figured out. But that's golf, you know? One step forward, 2 steps back. Hey, that's golf, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry, I didn't see it. You know what's crazy? You did all that while you had to tee up your ass.
Oh, that's why I felt so good.
Alright, that's it for day 32. Shot a 90, but I played good, so I'm only a little bit angry.
When a bad shot meets good wind, absolute magic.
What's up, everybody? Day 33, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. We got some hurricane winds out here at Apple Valley today.
POV, when Mother Nature hates your content. Anyways, onto hole 5, a 480-yard par 5 that's pretty gettable as long as you don't find that giant pond on the right. Hit a beautiful draw into the wind for about half a second, and then the wind said, nah. It's okay though, because I have more experience from this spot than any other spot on the course. I pulled out the 2-iron thinking I was Tiger Woods, ended up hitting it like a budget rental club at Top. 8-iron from 115, full send into the wind. Didn't chunk it, didn't blade it, didn't shank it. Honestly, I'm just as surprised as you are. This putt was tracking beautifully, then at the last second, it dodged the hole like I owed it money. Easy tap in for par, the emotional equivalent of getting a participation trophy. That's it for day 33 though. Hope y'all enjoyed. When a bad shot meets good wind, absolute magic.
What's up, everybody? Day 33, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. We got some hurricane winds out here at Apple Valley today.
POV, when Mother Nature hates your content. Anyways, onto hole 5, a 480-yard par 5 that's pretty gettable as long as you don't find that giant pond on the right. Hit a beautiful draw into the wind for about half a second, and then the wind said, nah. It's okay though, because I have more experience from this spot than any other spot on the course. I pulled out the 2-iron thinking I was Tiger Woods, ended up hitting it like a budget rental club at Top. 8-iron from 115, full send into the wind. Didn't chunk it, didn't blade it, didn't shank it. Honestly, I'm just as surprised as you are. This putt was tracking beautifully, then at the last second, it dodged the hole like I owed it money. Easy tap in for par, the emotional equivalent of getting a participation trophy. That's it for day 33 though. Hope y'all enjoyed. Does a perfect finish mean a perfect drive? Let's find out.
What's up, everybody? It's day 34, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. I want to make sure that every drive I finish, I want to hold my finish. So I notice I'm not doing that on the course, so let's see how it goes.
They say holding your finish is the key to a good drive. So let's count how many good drives I can get. First one is perfect, 280 yards down the pipe. Drive 2, not terrible, but not great. Kind of like gas station sushi. Not counting this one. Drive 3, perfect. Held the finish, stared it down like Tiger. Counting this one. Drive 4, striped. Held that finish so long I could have charged rent. This drive a little left, but absolutely nuked. Another miss left, but barely good. We'll call it a gentle draw. Alright, there goes that usual slice. That'd be in the street, probably towards the car. Another good draw and another good finish. Actually starting to feel like Tiger now. And then back to another slice, but not as bad as the last one. Doesn't count. And then finish it off with another great draw. So that makes 7 out of 10 good drives. I'll take it.
All right, buddy, that's it for day 34. Let me know how I did.
Hooked it straight left, but I didn't realize I had the same refs as the Chiefs.
What's up, everybody? Day 35, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And out here playing around with my buddy Mike today. So
Hole 6 plays about 170 yards. I've donated so many balls to that pond, I'm expecting a thank you letter from the fish by now. Well, color me green and tickle my pickle. I made it on the green. I'm just as surprised as you are. Fixed the divot, got down low, read the break like a pro, and then I hit it like a blindfolded donkey. Wind's fault. For sure. But somehow, 12-footer from out of the camera angle goes in. But hey, that's golf, right? Hey, no complaints for a par. Alright, now back to the first hole. Me and my buddy Mike hitting some cool drives, but ended up playing pretty good this round. I think I shot a 90. And then Mike ran over my push cart, so now I don't have a push cart. So back to carrying my bag like a caveman. Thanks, Mike. But it's alright, because Mike knows I'm going on tour, so he's just giving me an extra hand.
Alright, everybody, day 36, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. 40-mile-per-hour winds out here, and I'm out here trying to chip. That flag down there is about 20 yards, so I'm using my 60-degree, and I'm chipping off my back foot here.
Okay, so this is the chipping that I've been doing off of my back foot, and honestly, it's been such a game changer for me. My contact is so much better. I'm not shanking them like I used to, and my ball still goes pretty far. You know, it doesn't check up as much as when I used a lot more wrist and I put it in the front of my stance, but man, as you can tell, they're consistent. And even on while I'm playing on the course, they are spot on. I hardly ever miss my chips, you know, from this distance more than 5 to 10 feet. So I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna keep practicing, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 37, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
Hole 7, Joe versus Frank. Who will come out the winner? We both stripe it, kind of, just not in the direction we wanted. Great contact, bad aim, classic combo. Then Joe finds the one spot in the bunker that you shouldn't hit. Went for a stinger, ended up with a dribbler. But safe. 3 shots later and we're both on the green, so it's going to come down to a putt-off. Perfect line, bad call on the speed, ended up way too short. 3-putt incoming. And then Joe rolls one in from 30 foot, of course.
Got another one. Woo! Wow.
Hey, a bogey wouldn't be bad after all. Never mind. 3-putt and a double. That's golf. So I guess Joe wins this hole. Alright, so now that I got a couple of those 3-putts out of the way, I'm pretty sure I was 7 over going into this hole. And yeah, I ended up playing really good. This ended up being my best round I've ever played. So not too many complaints from me.
So I'm like 9 over, feeling like Tiger Woods right now, baby.
So yeah, hole 16 I was 9 over and ended up hitting a couple bad holes, but still ended the round with 13 over, I think. So yeah, next time.
Right down there.
Round is done, and I officially shot the best round I've ever shot. So I ended up with 84, 13 over, baby. So yeah, it feels good. Just gonna keep grinding, gonna keep getting at it. Yo, peace.
What's up, everybody's day 38, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
So today was mainly a chill day. I came out with my youngest son, Abel, and just played a couple of holes. But on a good note is I have a new handicap. I've dropped it down to a 17 now. So that makes it pretty much 4 strokes down from the 21 I was when I first started the series. And yeah, hope you guys are enjoying this so far, but that's it for this short video. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 39, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
So this is the face of somebody who needs to take a dump, or somebody who just turned an eagle putt into a bogey. But I promise, if you keep watching, you're going to see one of the two. In this round, I actually had a goal of trying to hit 7 fairways, but I ended up not even playing 18 holes. Just too damn windy. So this drive here was probably like 310 yards. It landed in the bunker, rolled out another like 20, 30 yards.
That's my eagle putt, bitches.
You see, the thing about golf, it has a way of playing with your emotions, right? You saw that excited smile on my face, right? I'm calling the audience bitches, and you know, I'm just living it up. But that's completely short-lived by just terrible decisions and terrible putting. I mean, the wind had to have had something to do with it, but still, you know, there's no excuse for turning an eagle putt into a bogey. And that's where that face came from. It wasn't a dump, but shitty hole for sure. But on a good note, my drives were on. As you can tell, I had another drive right in the middle of the fairway. Short-lived by shooting it completely over the green. And then another 300-yard drive. I mean, because of the wind, but still. And then me and Eric had a 2-iron face-off.
All right, it's gonna be hard to beat.
Trying to see who can hit our 2-iron the furthest. And we both hit them pretty good, but Eric took the win this time. But anyways, back to my drive. Ended up hitting a little short, mainly because of the wind again. So today I'm just blaming everything on the wind, as you can tell. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 40, playing golf every day. Practicing some sand shots today.
In a world where bunkers devour the hopes and dreams of many golfers, one man, against all odds, practices so that he does not become a victim of these bunkers. And there's Eric, also, trying to teach me how to play out of bunkers. Got some good tips, though. But yeah, we're still here grinding, still chipping away at that handicap, and just trying to get better, because, you know, then bunkers are the kind of plays that you can be having a really good round, and then you take 3 shots out of a bunker, so, you know, it's important to practice. And then putting, of course, you know, it's practicing a little bit in the wind, because we get a lot of wind in the high desert, so.
What's up, everybody? Day 40, playing golf every day. Practicing some sand shots today.
In a world where bunkers devour the hopes and dreams of many golfers, one man, against all odds, practices so that he does not become a victim of these bunkers. And there's Eric, also, trying to teach me how to play out of bunkers. Got some good tips, though. But yeah, we're still here grinding, still chipping away at that handicap, and just trying to get better, because, you know, then bunkers are the kind of plays that you can be having a really good round, and then you take 3 shots out of a bunker, so, you know, it's important to practice. And then putting, of course, you know, it's practicing a little bit in the wind, because we get a lot of wind in the high desert, so.
What's up, everybody? It's day 41, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. So today I'm working on finding the center of my face using these little stickers. All right, stickers on. We're gonna see if we can find the center of the face here. So first shot was right in the middle. Let's see if we can do it again. This one was a little bit higher. That also was a little bit high off the face. So far I only have one in the center. This is my 52 wedge. Towards the toe a little, so. Now we're gonna go over to my 60-degree wedge. Low and towards the toe. Another one way off the toe. Still high and toe. This was still too high and more toey. On toey in the middle. All right, now it's a sand wedge. I'm gonna see if I can find the center on my sand wedge. Toe and high. More in the middle. That one ended up being right here. A lot more middle. That's it for me trying to find the center on my wedges. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys do to find the center of the face? Any recommendations available? And yeah, peace. What's up, everybody? Day 42. Playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. We're out here playing in the rain today.
See, I don't care if there's lightning, rain, or if my clubs float away. I said every day, and I really meant it.
Ain't not win OB.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you turn a 50-cent Kirkland into a $3,000 insurance claim.
I didn't find my first ball, so I'm just gonna play this.
Yeah, I'm acting like I have a choice. And you notice the camera moving slightly because of the wind? Yeah, that's how bad this wind was, but hey, at least this shot was decent in the rain. And then I got a decent little chip onto the green, so, you know, can't really get that much worse from here. So you would think, until I go on and pretty much play putt around for 5 or 6 times. But again, I didn't really care because this was just pretty much a day to come out here and record some content in the rain.
I think that was like a 6 putt. But yeah, I don't really care. back home. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 43, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
Okay, we're gonna get started on hole 8 here at Apple Valley. We'll start it off with a good drive, not a great drive, but good enough and inbounds. And then the plan for this was for it to draw a little bit left, but as you can tell, it went straight right. So the plan here was a flop shot over the tree or bump and run under the tree, and I ended up having a bump and run under the tree anyways, but if that flop shot would have worked, it would have been nice. And then I'm left with a long putt for bogey. So let's see if I can roll it in. And like clockwork, baby, walk it in. But that's pretty much how the rest of this round went. I had some good drives, I had some good shots, a couple of good holes, but overall I made a lot of mistakes. You know, golf is a big mental game, so if you're not all in it, it's usually going to not end up well. And they're really, really windy today, so yeah, just grateful to be out here, hitting a couple good shots. And yeah, I'm trying my mic.
Okay, this is my green and reg shot. I just want to get it in the middle of the green. Soft 60. On the green. Looked like a nice shot too. Come on, wind. The wind stops. Literally, hit that play. Par.
What's up, everybody? Day 44, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. I gotta hurry up.
So it looks like I'm officially back in the phase of sucking complete ass at golf again. Peep that finish though, I've been working on it and looks like it's paying off, at least. To be completely honest, I'm not surprised because that's golf, right? You're gonna have some good days, some good weeks. But I've officially made my way back into the deep abyss of playing shitty golf. This was a pretty bad round for me. I ended up shooting a 51 by the end of the 9 holes. And I just stopped recording altogether, so that's why we have a short video. But yeah, that's where I'm at in my golf journey.
What's up, everybody? Day 45, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
So today I came out to play with my boys. I led off the first hole with a big old slice. As you can tell, this is the reason why. So we're all pretty new to golf, especially them. They barely started swinging their clubs around, and the point is just trying to get them out here and have them hit a couple shots, hit some balls, and get some sunshine. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely a work in progress.
So put it again. Try it again. I'll give you one more shot since you're little.
But just like anything in life, you just got to keep on trying and trying until you get it. And eventually,
whoa,
you'll get it.
Finally.
At some point.
Good one, though. That was a good one.
But as long as you're having a little bit of fun,
shit.
Golf can be somewhat relaxing. Hey, at least my boys are out here with me and we're spending some quality time together, even if it's getting a little frustrated and occasionally getting yelled at because, they don't stay out of the way, and trying to show them some proper golf etiquette. Not like I know any, but yeah, that was my day 45. Had a lot of fun with my boys. Hope to come out here and do it again. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 46, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. See if I can break 90 from the blues.
So I'm going to be giving updates here on every clip, just so you kind of get an idea of where I'm at with my score. So going into hole 4, I actually was playing pretty well. 2 over into the 4th hole was actually pretty good.
All right, hardest hole in the course. I'm gonna see if I can just get a easy drive down there.
Then going into the hardest hole on the course, I was actually 6 over, which is actually also pretty good.
I'm 8 over going into hole 9.
This is the point where I have to find my drive or the back 9 will be terrible.
Better. 9 over going into the back, so I still got a good shot of breaking 90.
Set up for a little draw here with my hybrid and ended up drawing
too
it
much.
just into that bunker. Then here's a little chip for an up and down that I think I ended up bogeying. But I can't really complain about bogeys, so I'll take it.
And this is where things go bad, but I'm gonna play smart. It'll do. It'll do. It'll do. I'm safe for now. I'm like 170 out, so I'm gonna use my 6-iron. See if I can get up and down here. Alright, out of everything I could have gone wrong here, I guess this is not too bad.
Finishing up hole 12, and I'm still en route to break 90 as long as I don't do anything really dumb.
Ooh, alright, that's a good bogey. Safe play, baby. Beauty. Safe play works, baby.
Now I'm 15 over going into hole 15 because of out of bounds on the last hole. But I hit a real good drive here and followed it up with a nice approach. And it set me up for this real nice chip that ended up being a nice up and down for par, baby. Then on hole 18, I needed a par to break 90, but I ended up just messing up.
All right, mission failed. Did not break 90. Shot a 91, so not bad from the blues. But yeah, got to play better. I only hit 3 fairways and only had 1 green and reg. Putting was pretty good. I had 33 putts, so I think that's the only thing that kind of kept me together. But that's it. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 47, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today, I'm working on trying to fire my hips first. So let me know in the comments if you guys think I'm doing a good job or bad job. People have been telling me I'm using too much hands. So I'm going to see if I can fire my hips first.
I took some slow motion videos using my iPhone and they came out pretty good. But the only complaint I have is that almost all my swings look way different. I went out and played 9 holes after this little practice session, and I played terribly. It's just I guess it's a new feeling, right? Trying to fire hips first, or maybe I'm not doing it right, but yeah, I went out, experimented a little bit, and I didn't like it at all. So I guess I just got to grind it out and keep trying it. Also, one thing I realized is that I'm swaying a lot, so I'm not really rotating on like a rotational axis. I'm swaying my body left to right. So that's something else I'm going to be working on too, is just trying to actually rotate.
All right, buddy. That's it for day 47 of playing golf every day. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 48, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. Working on weight transfer today.
So I guess the real problem that I'm trying to fix here is early extension. And I really don't think I'll ever get a consistent swing unless I can figure that part out. I've slowed down the transition in my downswing so that you guys can see my hips and what they're doing. After reading a bunch of comments, I kind of am starting to see what you mean by early extension. I can see how my hips and my right knee kind of get in the way of my swing, which I think leads to an overall bad swing. So I think over the course of the next weeks or month, maybe, I might focus primarily on trying to fix this early extension, because I think in the long run, this might fix a lot of my issues and help me get closer to that goal of breaking a handicap under 10. Here I had a really good drive. It was straight, and I feel like my hips really didn't get in the way like the other swings, so that's something to kind of look at. But yeah, overall, this is going to be my new goal, is trying to fix this early extension and see if I can make some progress on my handicap. But thanks for watching.
What's up, everybody? Day 49, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer.
So I'm going to start this video off with the birdie of the day on hole 5 at Apple Valley Golf Course. I pulled the drive and early extended my hips. Luckily, it's wide open on both ends, so I hit a real nice recovery back in play, which left me with a real nice sandwich, shot about 90 yards away. Then I absolutely creamed this like 5 feet from the pin. Just like that, putting for birdie.
It's my birdie putt, bitches.
And finally, one rolls in just the way they're supposed to. Now back to some golf swing analyzing. I drew this little line so you can see how I hump the ball, which is early extension. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think my butt needs to stay as close to that red line as possible, right? So after drawing this red line and going through a lot of my swings, I can tell I'm not doing that. So one of the main swing thoughts that I had for this round was to try and keep that left arm straight through the entire swing, including impact. Because before I was kind of chicken winging, I had it like all cramped up. Another video of me humping the ball and missing again. And then one final face-on swing where, again, this whole round I try to keep that lead arm straight. Here it wasn't as straight as I'd like, but ended up being a good shot. So, I don't know. Still going to work on trying to fix the early extension, keeping that left arm straight, and 1,000 other things that could possibly go wrong in golf.
What's up, everybody? It's day 50, playing golf every day until I'm a golf influencer. And today I'm working on lag putts.
So it's day 50, and I haven't really made much progress from the day 30 mark where I dropped about 3 strokes on my handicap. I am kind of stuck in my full swing, which is kind of not helping me at all. My putting hasn't been great, so as you can see, this is why I'm out here on the putting green practicing some lag putts, because I have fallen victim to the 3 putts on more than several occasions throughout my rounds. And I figure that if I come out here, practice the putts that give me the most trouble, then maybe over time I'll get better at it. So ultimately my goal here with these videos is to share my journey of trying to become a sub 10 handicap, which really has not been easy, and just overall sharing any tips and strategies that I'm finding along the way that help me get better at golf. I don't really know who cares to watch it, but I figure whoever does, I'm trying to put out as good of content as possible and just keep it going.
This close to quitting. This close.
What's up, everybody? Day 51, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
Alright, so to start this video off, I think I've been making way too many swing changes because I'm going back to playing some real shitty golf. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with my shitty drive, which is usually the problem anyways. Because today I came out with this entirely new swing feel that really wasn't working out. I don't know what I was doing, but I was trying some new stuff and it was just giving me some real wompy, weird drives that ended up giving me a lot of stuff out of bounds on the back nine and just made for a terrible score again overall. I think I shot like a 95. Which, I mean, a year ago would have been okay, but I'm trying to be in the 80s now, so it's not going to do. You know, even here, even my chipping and my putting was just completely off. So this should have been an easy par, right? And ended up being a bogey. So just some things to consider before I quit golf.
All right, today's been one of those days I'm pissed off so fucking bad. I'm like this close to quitting. This close, because I'm pissed off at golf. This close.
And then a little slow motion video at the very end just so I can remember how shitty my swing is. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 52, playing golf every day until I break the 10 handicap. And I can't feel half my face today.
I know what you're probably thinking, but no. The reason I can't feel half my face is because I had some dental work done today. Came out to play a quick 9. I was even par going into hole 5, which is the best I've ever done. I even got lucky with this bad drive. It ended up rolling out like 275 yards. Got on the green and 4-putted for an 8 on a par 5. Not gonna lie, I was pretty angry, but hey, that's golf. As if I already don't have enough things on my mind, I figured out that I'm lifting this foot way too early in my downswing, which is definitely contributing to that early extension that I'm dealing with. So at least I have some new stuff to work on. Till next time, fuckers.
All right, decent round of golf. Had the best 4 holes of my life to start off with, and then I kind of fell apart. So back to the drawing board.
What's up, everybody? Day 53, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Today I'm working on trying not to early extend.
Due to my shitty camera skills, I cannot confirm if I early extended or not, but more than likely I did. So I added these cool little lines because I'm heavily invested into trying to figure out why I suck ass at golf. And part of figuring that out is being extremely technical and just seeing what I'm doing wrong, right? I mean, I'm already taking videos, so why not take advantage of that and try to self-diagnose my swing. So first thing I notice is that my head and body moves way too much from those lines. And I'm pretty sure if I put those same lines on most PGA Tour pros, yeah, I know I'm not a PGA Tour pro, but if I put it on their swing, they stay relatively within those lines or they don't move around as much. So I'm trying to figure out why I freaking send so many balls out of bounds on the back 9. Look at that. These were back-to-back out-of-bound balls straight into the bushes, nowhere to be found. And yet again, another swing where I kind of fall out of place and straight into the bushes or a house out there. So yeah, just another day of trying to document my shitty golf journey. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? Day 54, playing golf every day until I become a 9 handicap. So I'm still working on trying to stop my early extension. Today specifically, I'm trying to keep my feet planted.
So the reason behind this drill is because whenever I lift that foot up too early, it puts my hip or my knee in the way.
So I'm just gonna try and hit almost every club and see how it goes.
So again, I'm just being a mad scientist trying to figure out this demented swing of mine. So the thought process behind doing these exaggerated drills is maybe it'll start, you know, helping me in the long run. Maybe my body will start remembering not to so violently throw my knee out in front of my body, which, like I said, I feel like it does get in the way of my swing sometimes.
All right, buddy, that's it for day 54. What's up, everybody? Day 55, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today I'm at Spring Valley Lake, so let's see how it goes.
I pretty much hit 3 drives inbound today, and this was one of them. To say that my driver sucks is a total understatement. Could be my timing, could be early extension, could be my grip, could be my stance, could be my swing thought. I really don't know at this point. I mean, even on this drive, like if you look at the impact, it looks like it'd be okay, but no, this is like a complete slice. It even missed the other fairway. That's how bad of a slice it was. Look, this is where I landed completely on the other fair. Like I missed the other fairway. And to top it off, my third shot ended up in the water. This is the coolest hole at this course, and I luckily hit a really nice 5-iron onto the green. So that was a little pick-me-up for this round. Then my buddy Joe hit another pretty good shot. Not as good as mine, but good enough to play. And of course, it's not a green in regulation for me unless I 3-putt. But honestly, that's the least of my problems right now. That driver is really what's getting to me. But yeah, the way I'm playing, I'm in no place to complain about a bogey.
My first 9 holes done. So like usual, the driver is giving me shit. I don't even know what to do anymore, man. I gotta put that thing away or something.
But like any guilty pleasure, driver comes right back out, straight into out of bounds. Not surprised. And then one last drive that actually was pretty decent, thanks to some tips that Joe was giving me. And here's Joe driving the ball. Like always, straight down the middle, never misses. Good for him though. Maybe one day I'll be able to play good golf just like Joe.
What's up, everybody? Day 56, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So today's goal was simple. Play safe, break 90, and of course, the first drive, I put out of bounds into that barn. But today was definitely one of those emotional roller coasters because I ended up birdieing hole 2 and hole 4 after that horrible first drive. And I was feeling pretty good, but I still ended up falling victim to my horrible drive in the long run. As you can tell, I had a couple of good drives, but the entire day I was fighting this left-right miss, which is currently making golf really hard to play because I honestly have no idea what my drive is going to do. One drive it goes left, next drive it goes right. And I'm doing the same exact swings. I'm not really changing anything. This was a hybrid, actually, that kept me pretty safe, so I can't complain about that. But still, overall, a pretty shitty tee shot. And then, of course, another out of bounds on the back 9. But at this point, I really didn't care, so I was just fighting through, trying to stay alive for the round. And then hole 17, I hit a decent shot, but ended up literally like 1 inch short, and I ended up in the bunker. But yeah. So yeah, I ended up with 100, which is 29 over. Terrible. You can see on that front 9, I had 2 birdies. And I hit 4 fairways, 3 greens and regs, and yeah, just a pretty crappy round.
What's up, everybody? Day 57, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Today, I'm working on contact. This is where I'm at. A little low. So we'll put a new one on there and try again. After 3 more shots, this is where I'm at. Not too bad. After 3 more, this is where I'm at. Let's see if I made some improvement with my driver. Peace. What's up, everybody? Day 58, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
See that elbow? That's been my biggest issue with my driver. But after 58 days of grinding, I think I'm finally starting to see some real progress with the big stick. So along with tucking that elbow throughout my swing, I also reduced the loft on my driver to 7 degrees because I noticed on the launch monitor that my angle of attack was somewhere around 8 to 10 degrees, which I read that, you know, such a high angle of attack will give you a bunch of left and right misses. But overall today, I hit a bunch of great drives. This was the only bad drive that I hit, and that's because I left the face wide open at setup. But it seems to be a very repeatable swing that, again, gave me a bunch of good drives. So I'm going to keep working on it. I didn't score well, but there's a good explanation for that because it was really, really windy. And my putting was just completely off. But I hit 6 fairways and I hit 4 greens and reg. But I 3-putted every single green in regulation, as you can tell, which is not good for business. And yeah, like I said, I hit 9 good drives out of 14, and I only had 1 OB. So some improvement.
What's up, everybody? Day 59, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
Okay, so we'll start this video with the par of the day on hole 3 here at Apple Valley. I hit a 295-yard drive right down the middle. Somehow, some way, I really have no idea how these drives are going so far, but I'm not going to question it. I really just wish I could find a way to do this every single time. It would make golf way easier. 70 yards out, I ended up using my 60 degree, and it ended up being perfect. Had a really nice look at birdie, but ended up just going right of the cup, but a par's good enough for me. Here's Eric missing 3 fairways left. It's alright, Eric, we all have bad shots. This is me flushing a 7-iron into the wind for 150 yards. Landed in the bunker, but I still think I parred. Was not long before I ran out of talent. Drive went to ass again, so working with that. This is me skipping a 7-iron down the middle of the fairway. Never left the ground, but made it to the green. Here's Eric almost driving the green on hole 9. Not surprised. At least it went straight, buddy. And then me, missing not 1 fairway, but 2 fairways.
Alright. Frank challenged me on that 2-iron video, driver versus 2-iron, so I said I'll give it a shot.
What's up, everybody? Day 60 playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So today was the first nice day in a couple of weeks, and I was extremely confident, to say the least. I really thought I was going to come out here and break 90 today. I'm not even going to lie. And I was, until this hole, where I missed the fairway on the right and I went out of bounds with this terrible toe shot off the driver. And then the driver just, it kept getting worse, you know? I made some adjustments, and
There it is.
on this hole I actually did really good. I almost hit 300-yard drive. I actually ended up parring this, so you guys will see this is a par of the day for y'all. But nonetheless, I didn't figure out my driver, you know? The tips that I had talked about earlier, and I said that I kind of thought I was onto something. I'm totally wrong. Yeah, like way off. Like driver's still complete butt. But I figure I still upload my content, show y'all my shitty swings and shitty drives, because the truth be told, this is golf, you know? I get upset and I do get cranky, but if I want to get better, I have to go through these pretty miserable moments of golf. Look at me, I hit 2 balls out of bounds here. On the back 9, I think I went out of bounds 6 times in this round. So there was 0 hope for me breaking 90. I ended up shooting a 102.
All right,
Yeah.
another terrible round by no other than yours truly, Frankie P. Golfs. On to the next.
What's up, everybody? It's day 61 playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap, and today we're gonna do what's in the bag. Start with the driver, which is a QY10 by TaylorMade. I had the Stealth 2 before, but they ended up sending me this after it broke. I got an M4 3-wood with a regular flex shaft. This thing's a beast. Then I got a hybrid wood that's also the M4, matches the 3-wood. And I got an iron set from 4 all the way to my 9-iron, actually all the way to my sand wedge, and these are Nikes. They're the old school Nike NDS's. They're from like 2004 or something like that. I got one Vokey wedge for my 60. That's what I use to chip. Most of my chips are done with a 60. And then my 52 is some fucking Tommy Armour. I think these are from Dick's Sporting Goods, but it's a Tommy Armour. So those are my wedges. Oh, also I got a 2-iron. That's a Stealth. It's a driving iron, UDI. TaylorMade driving iron. My putter. The putter is an Odyssey 2-ball white hot putter. So yeah, that's what's in the bag, yo. What's up, everybody? It's day 62 playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today I'm gonna try to break 45 on the back 9 by not using my driver.
So for the most part, the front 9 is not usually an issue. I usually fall apart on the back 9, where there's a lot more out of bounds. So the idea behind doing this was I'm just trying to train myself to see if I could stop going out of bounds. This is a clear example as to why I'm going to take the driver out. You can't really miss the fairway the way you can on the front 9. As you can tell, there's out of bounds on both ends. But even when I'm trying to play it safe, I still end up unsafe and out of bounds. So I don't know, I'm running out of ideas. Honestly, I might just start hitting the putter off the tee just to be extra safe, because Anything I'm really doing lately is resulting in complete shitty results. But that's golf, and as my wise wife would once say, just gotta keep on trucking, and I'll give up. So I'm gonna keep on trucking and try not to give up. So peace.
All right, try to play it safe on the back nine. Did not work out. Still went out of bounds a lot. So I don't know. I think my real problem is probably like the tee shots in my head. I don't know. But on to the next. What's up, everybody? Day 63, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And it's miserable out here. It's freezing and it's windy, and I think it's about to start raining.
First drive, put one right in the tree. Yeah, baby. And I smoked a 7-iron into freaking 40-mile-per-hour winds for only like 130 yards. I honestly didn't even see where this ball went. Had to look back at the video.
Shit. That was like 275 yards at least, I think. Into the wind. So I got 120 into the wind. Gonna use my 8-iron. See what happens. Oh, wow. I think I'm on the green, baby. Look, I was on the green. Oh. Part of the day, baby. Part of the day.
Then a very lucky draw, hook, whatever you want to call it, over these trees. Ended up in a good position. Yeah, I was actually in a pretty good position. Missed these trees and ended up on the green.
Why the heck am I playing so good today? 2 greens in reg in a row. Look at that. Oh, boy. Look at that. Look at that putt. That was a beauty. It's good for par. Par.
Just like that, I'm out of talent. Crappy 2-iron shot, but progress is progress. Then a decent shot, but the wind made it do all sorts of weird things.
Oh my gosh, look at it. It brought it back.
Not a terrible chip. May have just overdone
There you
it.
go. Oh, too much. Shit. Wow.
Here goes a worm burner that, again, ended up pretty decent.
Oh, shit.
Nice little OB shot, but reload and
It did.
pipe it down the middle. But that's it. Funny enough, ended up shooting like a 45, which is really good, granted the conditions today. So, yep, peace. Until the next.
What's up, everybody? Day 64, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
Bad news is I'm still playing bad golf. The good news is I'm still being consistent with my content, and I still strive to someday be a golf influencer. So at least I have that going for me. You know, I made some pretty good progress up to day 30, and I feel like after that I just fell apart. Sort of like this swing that actually hit a golf cart. Yep, first time. Luckily, the only thing hurt was my pride. But anyways, on to the next, and still trying to figure out my swing.
What's up, everybody? It's day 65, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Today, I'm working on something that I seen on YouTube. So I already know you're probably thinking that's a bad idea. This YouTube channel is Athletic Motion Golf, and they're probably the best instructional channel there is. I watched one of their videos about shallowing. First drill I'm working on, lower and extend my arm at the same time, right? So this is kind of the position I need to be at the top of my swing, right? I'm supposed to lower and extend in order to shallow. It starts with just practicing this motion right from here. Just lowering and extending, right? So lowering and extending. It's kind of an arm workout too, honestly. So yeah, so then they have you kind of blend it into your swing, right? So this would be your position, and they have it be up here, and you extend and lower. So you would extend and lower. That's kind of.
So yeah, just gonna keep on doing this drill for a couple minutes and see if it works.
That's it for day 65. That's what I'm working on, and hopefully I see some progress next 15 days. What's up, everybody? Day 66, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Today I'm just working on a couple of drills that I'm trying to just fix my swing, because My swing's broken, and I don't think I'm ever gonna progress my handicap any faster if I don't fix my swing. So, all right, so I'm gonna do about 10 of these drills first.
Honestly, not really feeling it lately. It's just been one of those stretches where motivation has dipped and the game feels like a slow crawl instead of progress. I'm a little down on myself, but hey, that's life, right? Ups and downs. Not looking for a pity party. I just think it's important to show the real side of this journey, the good days and the tough ones. Still, I showed up, I put in the reps. Even when it's not clicking, the work still counts. And maybe tomorrow feels different. Maybe it doesn't. But either way, we keep going, and that's what matters. So, peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 47, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today, I'm trying to hold my finish.
So I came out today with the intention of trying to be very intentional with my practice. So it was just some 9 or so holes where I focused on trying to hold my finish on most of my shots. Looking back now, I think I did a pretty good job on most of these shots. This drive here hooked left, but I held the finish pretty nice. I think just my timing was off. I really need to focus though on holding my finish regardless of what the result is, because a lot of the times I'll practice this, but then I do something crazy like hook it or slice it, and I think I mentally give up on the holding the finish, which I shouldn't, because holding the finish usually means I transferred my weight properly. And if I'm transferring my weight properly, I want to say that should eventually lead to good or consistent shots. So as long as I keep on doing that, I might see some improvement and good results. So peace.
What's up, everybody? Day 48, playing
Hold up. It's day 68.
golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today I'm just chipping in the backyard. So I'm going to be practicing these 20-yard chips and just trying to dial them in. For this shot here, I like to keep the ball closer to my front foot. Weight forward, soft hands. That's the only thing I'm really thinking about.
This is probably the strongest part of my game, and it's because I've practiced so much of it in this backyard. If you have 20 yards to spare somewhere in your backyard, I would highly recommend buying a little piece of fake grass and just collecting as much old balls as you can and practicing this chipping, because it's helped me tremendously over the last year. And sometimes when nothing else is going good in golf, this is the only thing that kind of sticks me together, put together a round under 100.
So sometimes I'll practice off my back foot too, and these just roll more.
I like mixing it up because on the course, usually you have to choose between balls that you want to roll out and balls that you want to kind of sit and check. So going between the front and back foot kind of gives me that option.
All right, everybody, that's it for day 68. What's up, everybody?
Did you know that the average golfer wastes 5 or more shots per round on short chips?
Day 69, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today I'm practicing short chips because there's rain and hail outside. So I'm going to show you guys what I do to practice my short chips. So I like to draw little circles. So I draw those little circles and I just take turns trying to chip into them. You know, I play little games with myself, especially on day 69, baby. Try to hit 3 in a row. Nope. All right. Nope. Ooh, money. One. All right. Nope. I'll count it. Oh. One. Two. 3. I'm done. Everybody, that's it for day 69. This is my short chip challenge, and this is how you can also get better just in your backyard. So, peace. What's up, everybody? Day 70, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
But the rain came in unexpectedly and cut my practice short. Can a couple of swings make a difference, or am I just wasting my time? Guess we'll have to find out. Confucius once said, a short practice is still better than no practice, unless you shank it. But, I mean, Confucius probably didn't say that, I just made it up. But
Straight down the middle.
All right, had to cut it a little short, if you can tell why. So that's it for day 70. Yo, peace.
Day 71, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
And I just realized I might be my own worst enemy. Do you think maybe my mindset might be holding me back more than my swing? Probably. So let's take a second to look at this and see what I'm trying to do. First of all, I'm set up for a draw, even though I'm 90% likely to end up on the right side. So instead of just playing the fade, I'm trying to force a draw. Is this my only problem? No way. Is it making my life way harder than it should be? Absolutely. I'm thinking it might just be the vanity of trying to hit draws because the PGA Tour players do it on TV. In all reality though, I think if I want to see any improvement anytime soon, I just have to go back to trying to play my fade. Because if we're talking about consistency, I hit to the right much more consistent than I do left. Anyways, if you're still here, I'm going to break down the round for you. I had a pretty rough front 9, as you can tell there. I had a 7 and an 8 and not a par till hole 9. And then on the back 9, the strategy was to take out my driver, and it ended up paying off because I ended up doing pretty well. I didn't have any 8s. I had one triple, but a couple of pars and lots of bogeys. I only hit 2 fairways and I only had 3 greens in regulation, which is why I shot a 90 something. I had 34 putts, which is about average, not bad for me. That's the only part of my game that really is single-digit handicap, as you can see. And then this kind of breaks down the driving for me. As you can tell that even though I was aiming for a draw, I ended up missing right on most of my shots. So that says a lot, right? I'm aiming for a left miss, and yet most of my misses are right. So I got to figure that out. Day 72, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. On track to break 90. Vibes are good, mistakes are few, even after this tree hit. Ended up posting a pretty confident 43 on the front 9. Even after making a bunch of mistakes, I felt like, you know what, I got something in the bag for today. But like usual, the mental side of my golf game goes to complete shit. All right, so we're going into the treacherous back 9, and I'm on point to break 90. So let's see if my mood's the same in a couple holes. That's a smile of a man en route to break 90. But you're gonna want to keep watching because that smile doesn't last very long. All right, so the last 2 holes are fucking shit. So if you can tell now, I'm in a fucking really bad mood. But that's part of golf, right? I want to give a shout out to all my golf buddies that put up with all my little anger tantrums because I can be a little grouch sometimes. But I mean, how can you not be mad? Perfect example here as to how can you not be mad. Blasted a driver straight OB left. Then I reload and I do the same exact thing but even further OB. All right, another day of golf, another day not breaking 90. But it's all right because I got a birdie on the last hole. So fuck you, golf. Day 73, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. So this was supposed to be a nice practice round, but the wind eventually just turned it into a guessing game. That's the high desert wind for you. Even though I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like I play way better in the wind. Sometimes, because this chunk would say otherwise. But on the right days, the wind can make for some really cool drives. Like this one here that ended up rolling out like 340 yards. Of course, downwind, but still a really cool drive. This is where my drive ended up. This is definitely 300 plus. This really makes you think, how easy would golf be if you can drive like that every time? I mean, a chip onto the green, a 2-putt, that's a par. That's about as simple and as easy as golf gets, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still fully capable of doing a double bogey on this hole with a drive like that. Anyway, handicap's still the same. Haven't really improved. Hoping for some magic or some miracle to happen soon. So peace. Day 73. Day 74, actually. Playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, we had the right idea. We just kind of messed up on the day number. But
Left.
today was one of those days that I really needed. I wanted to come out here with my boys and have them hit some golf balls. As you can tell, they're all getting a lot better. I know we don't play as often. Well, they don't play as often as I do, but little by little, you know, they're getting the hang of it. They're dialing their swings as time goes on, and I gotta say I'm pretty proud of them because I remember bringing them out here for the first couple times, and they couldn't even touch the golf ball. You know, look at Roman; he's got a freaking good swing. Of course, I gotta show off a little bit for them as well. But even Francisco, you know, he's making good contact with the ball. He's kind of swinging out of his shoes, but nothing wrong with that. Check out that finish. He's playing good. Then Francisco hit a freaking bomb on this hole. And Abel's making contact with the ball, so we'll take it. We'll take it. But nonetheless, like I said, proud of my boys and happy to have them out here playing with me because, like I said, sometimes it's a little mental reset. Made this day all about them, and they actually had some fun, so that's what matters. Because it's kind of been a drag trying to get them to like golf, but
2 putts.
you know,
Good
little by
job.
little, they're starting to get the feeling for it. Look at Abel, he's lining up his putt. Boom, almost had it. And Francisco for the 2 putts. And this is kind of where we started falling apart. But okay, that's golf, right? Gotta work out that mental endurance and keep going. But peace until next time, yo.
Wow.
And this is me with the final drive. Crappy drive.
Day 75, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
If effort alone was a measure for success, I swear I'd be on tour by now, because I am trying. I am practicing. I am looking at my videos. I am going through everything you can think of trying to fix my damn swing. I'm still dealing with the left and right driver miss, which is really making this game near impossible because I'm either always under a tree or out of bounds. But that's golf. Back to the drawing board. Check out this drive that barely stayed in bounds. I thought I was going to be really good, but it ended up hitting a tree, and yeah, it was a shitty shot. But it looked cool. And then here's one of them left misses, right? I thought I was going to do a little fade, and it ended up just going straight. And this shot doesn't even need a damn shot tracer because I topped it and hit the ground. So for the round recap, I played really bad on the front 9. I shot a 49 with a birdie, but way too many mistakes in between to really make a difference. And then on the back 9, I got saved by some straight drives, and I used my 2-iron, so I ended up shooting a 45, which really wasn't bad because if I could do that every time, I'll break 90. And I also had a birdie on the back 9, but with way too many mistakes in between, like usual. And here's the true cause to my shitty scores. As you can see, I only hit 3 fairways, and I only hit 3 greens and regs. And my putting was horrible too. So that kind of breaks down to you how I played for the day. Everything but my sand game was pretty shitty today. So yeah, on to the next. Hopefully I can figure it out and play a little bit better. Peace.
Day 76, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And I just cut my driver 2 inches. Got some impact stickers again, and I'm just gonna try and work on impact because it feels way different. So honestly, this driver feels tiny now. So let's sit up to it and see if we can find the center. Two somewhere in the middle-ish, and then one I almost completely missed the ball, and then one was really low in the face. So let's try again. The first one was really off the toe, and the rest were finding more of the center. And almost off the heel. Off the toe. Another one way off the toe. Off the top. Off the toe bottom. If anybody has any tips on how to make consistent contact on the club face, I need it. I think that's my biggest problem, honestly, is I just can't hit the center of the face. Somebody could help me, that'd be cool. Peace. Day 79, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
Going into the 3rd hole, 2 over. The short driver experiment is over for now, and I'm back to swinging as hard as I can for the meantime. Does swinging harder mean I'm going to be more consistent, or does it mean more out of bounds? I don't know. We'll have to wait till the end. I'm 6 over now going into the 5th hole. The driver's feeling okay, so I'm not complaining. I've managed to find a couple of pars on the way to hole 9, so I'm feeling pretty optimistic about breaking 90 today. And swinging the shit out of the driver is actually feeling pretty good. So the first 5 holes on the back 9 really tore me up, and I'm not as optimistic anymore. But I ended up birdieing this hole, which actually gave a little bit of light to this round. So still clinging on to the hopes of breaking 90. So I made it to hole 18, and the only way that I'm gonna break 90 is to get a birdie on this hole. And in usual Frank fashion, I send one straight out of bounds into the street, barely missing a car. So yeah, I didn't break 90. But on the bright side, I only had 1 miss this entire round, which was right. And I ended with this bomb of a drive. Get in the hole! And my own personal gallery. Quick round recap. I hit 2 fairways. I had 3 greens in regulation. I got up and down 2 times. And I had 33 putts total. So even though I only hit 2 fairways, I feel really good about my driver because like I said, I only missed right. Anyways, on to the next. Peace.
Day 80, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
and today I'm just practicing some chipping.
So it turns out I've been sabotaging my own chipping this whole time, and the fix is stupidly simple. So I don't know if you can tell, but I decelerate my club when I make impact. And you'll be able to see it a little bit more clear in the face-on video that I'm going to show you here soon. But look, my club pretty much just stops. Like it's like a little chop shot. So pay attention to how my club just stops. Rather than following all the way through, I'm just stopping.
That's the dispersion to that hole there. I mean, to that flag. Terrible.
Now, by this point here, I realized what I was doing wrong, and I'm following through on all my chips. So, I'm pretty much thinking of it as like a putt, right? Like, rather than stopping at impact, I'm letting the club slide all the way out. And it's giving me way bit more consistent results. Check out this one. This one drops.
Oh, that one dropped. Alright, so far following through is what's giving me the best results.
I continue to try and practice the follow through, but as you can tell, sometimes my club gets stuck in the grass. But hey, it's going to take a little bit to break the bad habit, and hopefully my chipping improves. So peace.
Day 81, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Today I'm playing from the blues again.
Back to the blue tees today. Can I finally break 90 while swinging out of my shoes? Well, let's find out. So recently I went back to swinging really hard just because it feels good. And I've been making really good contact when I swing hard, so maybe that's what I need. So I'm 2 over going into the 3rd hole, and swing's feeling pretty good. I just parred hole 4, and I'm 4 over going into hole 5, which is a par 5. Hit a monster drive that left me about 245 yards to the back pin. And I pull out my trusty old 2-iron, which cuts a little bit too much, but still ended up in a really nice spot. And out of that pond on the right. And then chunk this chip, which lucky for me, I hit such a good second shot that it didn't matter. Still putting for birdie and got a good look at par. First putt was really good. I can't complain. Speed was on point. Line was just a little bit off. But a good first putt sets me up for a really nice, pretty much tap in par, which leaves me still at 4 over. Fast forward to hole 8, where I hit a beautiful approach shot onto it. I ended up 3-putting this, which gave me a bogey and put me at 7 over going into 9. Jumped to hole 13, where I'm 10 over, but only because I went out of bounds on the last hole. But I recovered really nice with a 6, and that birdie on 8 was actually a chip in, which was really cool. But overall, playing pretty much the best golf I've ever played in my life up to this point. You know, but instead of sticking to the game plan and leaving my driver out of the bag for the rest of this back 9, I went out of bounds twice off the tee on hole 14, which completely demoralized me. And even though I made a safe play here with my 2-iron, I still pulled my driver out on hole 16, and yeah, the rest was history. So yeah, you can kind of look at the scorecard and see where I fell apart and just made a bunch of bad decisions, honestly. It's not really so much my game, it was just bad decisions. Because if I really wanted to break 90, I would have left that driver out. So obviously I didn't want to break 90 that bad. And yeah, lesson learned. On to the next, and quick little round recap for you guys. So I ended up with a 91. I hit a total of 2 fairways this game. I had 3 greens in regulation. I scrambled twice, and I had a total of 32 putts. So yeah, my approach game was on point today. My putting was on point, and yeah, just dropped the ball in driving. So peace. I'm going to keep swinging hard as well because I feel like it's really helping me find some tempo. So we'll see how that goes.
Day 82, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And I'm out here with my kids today, chipping and putting. We're just doing some chipping and putting drills. Okay, so today we're working on different drills. So we got a putting drill over here. And then we got a chipping drill over here, where he's chipping and he's trying to make it roll from that little tee to here. And then we got Abel trying to hit a green. So that's his only goal, trying to hit greens from where he's at. So that's Abel trying to hit a green. What's up, Abel? There's Abel collecting his balls.
So a pretty nice relaxing day out here with my boys. Even though they don't always like to play golf with me, this was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that they came out with me. So hopefully we can keep doing it and keep getting better.
That's it. For day 82, I think, or 81. I think it's day 82. That's it. We out of here. We practice till dark. Have some fun with my boys.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Bye bye, guys. Woo woo.
Day 83, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So the month of March has been really rough. I haven't broken 90 and I've been playing like crap. Kind of like this first drive. I'm lucky I even hit the ball. So that's why I ended up with a 7 on this hole, as you can see. Then we'll jump to hole 4 where I hit a freaking 300-yard drive. But in typical Frank fashion, I ended up with a 6 here, even though I was like 40 yards away from the green. You know, at this point, I really was thinking I'm probably not going to break 90. Especially since after this hole 6, I think I was 10 over. So a pretty rough start to the front 9, which is usually my strong suit. But luckily, I ended up pulling it together, and I had a pretty good little run here on the last 3 holes. I went par, bogey, and then par on hole 9. So now we're on hole 11. I hit a great drive, and I'm going to end up parring this hole. So that'll kind of set me up for a nice little back 9. So we get to hole 13, where I hit a really nice 2-iron off the tee, and I end up with a par, which sets me up with 13 over in the back 9, which is pretty good. Then here's a little fairway bunker shot that I hit on hole 14, which I ended up duffing the chip shot, which gave me a 6, but still in good shape to break 90 at this point. And a bad tee shot on hole 15 ended up giving me a 6, so I got a double here. But after that double, I went par, bogey with a bogey here on hole 18, even after this bad drive. So yeah, that's how I broke 90.
Man, finally broke 90. For a second there, I thought I was going to go all of March without breaking 90, but today was it, baby. Shot an 88. So yeah, peace.
Quick round recap. I hit 4 fairways and I had 4 greens in regulation. I scrambled 3 times, which was pretty good, and I even had 1 sand save with a total of 32 putts. So hey, that's how I broke 90 today. And I didn't have a single OB today, so that helped tremendously.
Day 84, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So after shooting an 88 on day 83, I had only 1 goal today, and that was do it again or a little bit better. So here's how it went. I played the back 9 first due to course availability, and my buddy Joe came out and played with me as well today. Thanks, Joe, for letting me record your swing. I got a pretty good start to this back 9, so I'm seeing if I can keep up the momentum. Never mind, I'm about to duff a 2-iron off the tee here. But at least it's in bounds, right? Which, I mean, is really the only reason I use a 2-iron off the tee is because I'm trying to keep it in bounds. I'm even par after the last 3 holes thanks to a birdie on that par 5. So lately, hole 16 has been my nemesis hole. For some reason, I never use my 2-iron here. And for some reason, my ball usually goes out of bounds left or out of bounds right. Never misses.
All right, I'm in bounds. Lucky. Sometimes it's good not to hit it good.
So I'm 4 over going into hole 18, which is the best I've ever done on this back 9. And of course, I pound a drive straight out of bounds into the driving range. Then I risk it for the biscuit and pound another drive, but this one actually ends up down on the fairway, which nets me a 7 on this hole. So after a solid 6 over on the back 9, I head over into the front 9, and I'm off to a pretty good start because this is hole 2, and I end up parring this hole. I end up getting up and down. So does Joe, but Joe gets up and down all the time. Nice swing, Joe. Going into hole 4, I'm 10 over now due to a bad hole on hole 3. But I'm about to make that up with a 300-yard drive on this hole 4, which is going to give me a fairly easy par after I chip onto the green.
Check that out.
Alright, then me and Joe hit some bombs on hole 7, and it's going to make it an easy par for me here. Which after a par on this hole is going to put me at about 11 over so far with 2 holes to play. But unfortunately, I'm going to go out of bounds on hole 8. This was a nice approach shot. But yeah, I go out of bounds on hole 8 and I end up with an 85, which is still really good. So yeah, after these last couple rounds, I think my handicap should be down to a 16 or 17 again. And on to the round recap, I ended up hitting 5 fairways. I hit 6 greens in regulations, I scrambled up and down for 4 times, and I even had 1 save, with a total of 33 putts. So, hey, I played pretty well, and that's what ended up getting me this 85. So yeah, let's see if we can keep doing it. Don't forget to follow. Thanks.
Day 85, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So coming off a recent 85 and a fresh new haircut, my mood was pretty good and my confidence was pretty high. But golf being golf, would make sure that neither of those things would make it to the end of the round. Had a decent start to the round. I was 3 over after this third hole. Considering I'm a 17 handicap, that's not too bad. Hole 4 kicked my ass, and then I came back with a par on this par 5 here, even though this drive was a little bit offline, as you can tell. And after finishing this hole 7, I was 8 over, which is actually pretty good because I had some good par runs. But nothing a couple of bad holes can't mess up. And out of bounds. You can't forget the out of bounds. 12 over after the front 9, and it's mainly due to an out of bounds on hole 9. But so far, a good start to the back 9 on bogey. Then we get to hole 12, which is usually an out of bounds hole for me, but I get lucky enough today that my drive ends up somewhere in the middle of the fairway. And fairways typically mean pars or bogeys for me. And let's fast forward all the way to hole 18, where you can see I posted a bunch of big numbers on my scorecard, which completely killed the chance of me breaking 90 today. So now I'm thinking of doing a new challenge where I want to break 40. I've never broken 40 on a 9, and I feel like if I can get the confidence knowing that I can break 40, that'll kind of help me put together some better scores. So let me know what you guys think. Should I focus on breaking 40? Round recap, I shot a 96, I hit 4 fairways, only 2 greens in regulation. I scrambled 4 times up and down, 0 sand saves, and 34 putts total, which isn't bad. My putts per green in regulation were kind of bad, but hey, that's golf.
Day 86, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And it's windy as shit, so my expectations are low.
You know, the thing about golf is that golf is actually a never-ending lesson. Day 86 started really rough and it ended really rough, but in between there was a lot of good lessons to be learned today. Whether I actually learned anything from these lessons, you're just gonna have to keep watching my videos and find out. I learned that my friends can make some really weird noises. I also learned what my strokes gained for my driver is, if you know what I mean. On a serious note though, I ended up with a 44 on the front, which was pretty good after that horrendous start. But I still had that tough back 9 to play, which you already know usually gives me some trouble. Like on hole 12 here, I was in bounds literally by like 2 or 3 inches. But I recovered pretty well and actually got up and down for bogey. Then on hole 13, I went out of bounds, but I learned a good lesson. I go out of bounds left when I hit it off the toe with my 2-iron. So when I came to this hole here, I made sure not to hit it on the toe. Turns out this would be my last good hole in the back 9. Ended up shitting away the next couple of holes. And yeah, ended up with a 44 on the front and a 50 on the back, which is a 94, 23 over. I hit 7 fairways. I had 3 greens in reg. Scrambled up and down 1 time and a total of 35 putts. Hit a lot of fairways, but missed a lot of greens. Could it be the wind? Could it be me? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And don't forget to follow me on my journey to single-digit handicap. Peace.
Day 87, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today I'm working on some putting. If you have any tips for me or you see anything that I'm doing wrong, please feel free to let me know. So I'm just practicing on getting some straight putts today.
So one of the biggest things I notice while I'm putting is that sometimes on my takeaway, my putter moves away from me or sometimes even towards me, which I think is kind of giving me some inconsistencies in my putt. But I mean, take a look and see if you guys can see anything wrong with my stroke. And if you think I can stroke it any better, then let me know. But for now, yeah, these are just a bunch of putts that I was doing here in the backyard. And main purpose of it was just to try to dial in some straight putts. So yeah, that's about it for this video. So just keep watching and give me some good tips.
All right, everybody, that's it for day 85. Peace.
Day 88, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap, and it's windy as shit again.
You ever have one of those rounds where you realize halfway through that you should have just stayed home? Well, today was one of those days. So first off, it's the beginning of April in California and it's still like 30 degrees. Second, the winds are blowing at like 40 miles an hour. And third, I'm physically and mentally exhausted from so much golf. Well, not golf, but shitty golf like this drive. I mean, this literally was a highlight of my whole day because at least I have some funny content to look back on. But that's golf, you know, and staying positive is all part of it because you can't expect to play good week after week. It's more like you're going to have 1 week and then you're going to have 10 more weeks of really bad golf. So as long as you get with the program and you start understanding the routine of golf, then you can start having some fun. But if you're like me trying to get better at golf and the only reason you play is to get better at golf, then you're going to wind up falling into these golf downs where, yeah, the golf sucks. But I signed up for this, therefore I am willing to ride it out and hopefully see some progress, hopefully see some progress on the social media side. But until then, we're gonna keep our spirits high and hope for the best. So peace.
Day 89 playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. It's windy, I'm not feeling it, so I'm just out here hitting some practice balls.
Desert wind is something else. Look at the difference between the first shot and the second shot, just seconds apart. That's like 20 mile per hour difference within just seconds. Anyways, while recording, I noticed that my posture is shit. I look like Hunchback of Notre Dame. So for the rest of the round, I tried hinging more at my hips and try to keep more of a straight back posture. But as you can tell, it's gonna result in some shanks and some shitty shots. But like I said, I was just here to hit some practice shots and just practice on my form. So I was pretty much just focusing on keeping my back straight and not too worried about the results of my swing. Hit some good shots and hit some bad shots, but I'm really back in that weird spot of golf where I've looked at my swing too many times and I've realized that my swing does not look like a PGA Tour player swing. So now I'm trying to adjust and fix it. I don't know if I'm doing the right things. I don't know if I'm even looking at the right things, but at this point, my golf game is pretty much just a guessing game. So here's some slow-mo videos I took of my swing to see if anybody has any suggestions or ideas. This is a face-on swing that I took, and I want you to take a look at. And this is my impact position, which doesn't look terrible, but then my post-impact, you see my left arm is all bent. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but I took a couple of more with my wedges. This was a 52-degree wedge, and you can almost see the same thing where post-impact I get real flippy. My left wrist gets in like a really weird, awkward bent position. So yeah, now I'm trying to swing without bending my left arm, and now my swing is all messed up. So
Day 90 playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So lately I've been working on something new, which is trying to keep that lead arm straight, because this is what I have been doing, which is technically, they call it a chicken wing or something like that. And that's not supposed to be a good impact position. So for this whole entire round, I pretty much was just focusing on keeping that left arm straight through impact. And like anytime that you change something in golf, you're obviously going to go through some struggles. So today I try not to think too much about the score and just focus on that left straight arm. So a couple of things that I've already noticed are helping me is that I'm transferring my weight a lot more to my front foot by doing this. And I'm using less of my hands, but I'm dealing with a pretty big slice again. So I'm just gonna stick to the process, stick to the plan, and ride this one out because I think I might be on the right direction to fixing my swing a little bit. You know, just baby steps. But yeah, that's what I worked on here on day 90, and hope you guys enjoyed the content. Don't forget to follow me. Thanks. Peace.
Day 91 playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap, and today we at Hesperia Golf.
So I've never broken 100 at this golf course, and recently I've been working on a new swing where I'm trying to keep this lead arm straight. So will today be the day I break 100 with this big old slice that went out of bounds on hole 1? Probably not, but we're gonna forget about that first drive and hit another drive that barely stayed in bounds and hopefully break 100 or 90, because with the way I play, it really could go either way. Finished hole 3 4 over, which is pretty good considering I went out of bounds my first hole, and finished off this hole 8 8 over, so that's pretty good considering again I went out of bounds my first hole. So I started to think the reason I was playing so good was because of the Modelo my friend bought me this morning without my consent. So I went ahead and I bought some more drinks and a glizzy, which instantly channeled my inner Mexican woods. and I hit a stinger down this par 4, like 280 yards. Ended up finishing the front 9 with a 44, which is the best I've ever done on this course. I ended up sticking it through and feeling pretty confident with this new swing of mine where I'm keeping that left arm straight. So I think I'm gonna stick to this swing and keep working on it from here because it feels good and it looks good. Long story, I shot a 90, which could have been much better, but I had a bunch of sorry ass putts. But 90 here at this course is still pretty good considering I had never broken 100. I hit 6 fairways and I had 8 greens in regulation, which is pretty good. My up and downs weren't that great, and my putting definitely wasn't great because I had 38 putts, but overall pretty decent round. So don't forget to follow me, and peace.
Day 92, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
So what does it take to actually go from being an average golfer to becoming a single-digit handicap with no previous background or golf experience? Well, this golf series here is aimed specifically at trying to figure that question out. I only started playing golf about 2 years ago. I've been able to get down to about a 17 handicap in the 2 years that I've been playing. So far, this is day 92. So that means I've been able to shave 4 strokes off my handicap in 92 days. I originally thought that I would be able to get down to a single digit handicap in about 100 days if I played and practiced every single day. And I've got about 8 days to make that happen, which obviously is probably not going to happen. So I've decided that I'm just going to quit golf and maybe take up knitting or sewing, as some of you have recommended in the comments. Just kidding. What I have done though is realign my goals and set a more realistic goal of trying to do it in 150 days. So I need to drop 8 strokes in the next 58 days in order to complete my challenge. So whether you think I can or can't do it, feel free to follow along my journey and see if I make it happen. Peace.
Day 93, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And I'm out here getting a lesson from my buddy Joe today.
Can Joe help me get to my goal of being a single digit handicap over the next 8 weeks? Well, guess we're gonna have to find out.
That was a good hit there. A little low off the face, maybe? Okay, you're beating that part of the club up, man. Yeah. That's a good thing that we identified that.
So my buddy Joe has taken on the challenge to try and help me break into the single digit handicap. I've challenged myself to try and do it before the 150 day mark of playing golf every day. So with 53 days left of this challenge, I'm hoping that Joe is a miracle man and can somehow fix my swing before then. So for this lesson, the biggest takeaways I got was to stop leading with my right shoulder, which is making me come over the top. I was also setting up my irons way too close to the heel, which is why I get a lot of those shank shots. We also worked on a lot of little fundamentals like grip, stance, and ball position. We even touched a bit on my posture and my tee height. But overall, a really good lesson here with my buddy Joe, and I'm hoping to take this into the golf course and make some improvements. Peace. Make sure to follow me on my journey to single digit handicap and see if I can do it within the time frame I set for myself.
Day 94, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Can I improve my chipping by adding more forward press and following through on my chips? So recently I discovered that my hands were flippy, right? So flippy with my chips. So now I'm trying to focus on following through with my chips. So I'm gonna take some video and then let you guys be the judge.
So I'm going to pause some impact positions and also add a slow motion video so you guys can kind of take a look. But the first thing that I've noticed right off the bat is that I don't have a lot of shaft lean at impact. So next time I go out, I'm going to keep trying to work on getting more shaft lean or forward press, whatever you call it. But you guys, let me know what you think. What could I do to improve my form and get a more consistent chip? I have kind of felt pretty confident with my chipping, but on video it doesn't feel that good, so I want to keep on working on it and see if I can make some more progress. But check out the rest of these chips in my backyard.
That's it for day 94. All right, don't forget to follow me on my journey to see if I can break single digit handicap by day 150. Let me know what you guys think. Can I do it or not? Day 95, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. How consistent is a 17 handicap at finding the center on their face? We're about to find out. Starting with my 7 iron. First shot, little low off the bottom. All right, second shot was a little more off the center. And the third shot was also somewhere off the center, I think. I got my 4 iron now. First shot with the 4 iron was pretty center. Second shot with the 4-iron was, I think, maybe more off the sweet spot. I felt good. Third shot was a little bit off the heel. So now I got my 9-iron. Okay, first shot with the 9-iron was almost a shank. It was off the bottom. Second shot with my 9-iron was a shank. I actually hit the hosel. Third shot with my 9-iron, also somewhere off the toe, off the shank. So I'm shanking my 9-iron, I don't know why. Fourth shot with my 9-iron was a little bit better. The fifth shot with the 9-iron was off the toe. So I don't know, short iron's kind of shitty today. Anyways, that's it for day 95. Don't forget to follow me on my journey to single-digit handicap and see if I can become a 9 handicap soon. Peace. Day 96, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. We at Goose Creek Golf Club today.
What are the chances that I break 90 at this golf course, even though I've never played it? Guess we're just gonna have to find out. And in regular Frank fashion, a 65-yard worm burner to start off the round. But a good recovery shot and an up and down for bogey saved this hole. Somehow managed to keep it together and hit another good shot here on this par 3, which also gave me a bogey. Then going into hole 4, par 5, I hit another bad drive, but luckily recovered well enough to end up with a par. And then a pretty well struck shot, but ended up a little rough, but still ended up with a bogey. So playing some pretty good golf up to this point.
Would you chip or putt this?
This was actually a birdie putt.
Should have chipped it. Should have fucking chipped it.
Was feeling pretty confident here on hole 9. Especially after a birdie and bogey, but I landed in this bunker that took me 2 shots to get out, and then I shot the bunker, so I ended up with a triple here. And that triple would soon compound into more terrible holes to come, like another triple on this par 4. And then hole 14, I would proceed to duck hook into a hazard, but still ended up with a bogey, so not too much complaints. And then on hole 17, I managed to hit my only good drive of the day, but somehow it still went into a hazard. But yet again, another bogey, so no complaints. And then we get to hole 18, the hardest hole on the course. And yet again, my driver manages to find a hazard right in the pond with the toe shot. But it's okay, because I'm going to load another one up and hook it all the way into another hole. Well, not really a hook, but I just went exactly where I aimed. But on a bright note, my driver missed only left today. But yeah, I ended up shooting a 92 and got a really cool shot here of this hole where you can see Goose Creek. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on my journey to single-digit handicap. Peace.
Day 97, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
What does it mean when your first drive is a nuke right down the middle? It means that's probably your last good drive of the day, because my buddy Joe hits these drives straight all day. I mean, even his bad drives are good drives. But it's okay, because eventually Joe's going to show me how to hit them straight too. Anyways, I ended up finishing hole 3 with a par as well, so I was 1 over going into the 4th hole. Then I had a blow-up hole on hole 4, but I came back on this par 5 and made some cool stuff happen, so that ended up working out pretty well. And there's Joe again with a straight drive, never misses. Had a decent run on the front 9, ended up with a 44, a couple of bad holes, but a lot of good pars. But I really was struggling today with my driver. I really was not kidding when I said I think the only good drive I hit was on hole 1. But even with all these bad drives, I'm playing enough good golf and hitting enough good approach shots that I'm holding together pretty decent rounds where I'm actually getting to the point where I might be able to consistently break 90. I finished out the round with a 90, and that's really good considering, again, I hit 1 good drive. Well, I hit one here on 18 as well, but yeah, overall a tough round, but learned a little bit from it, and on to the next. Peace.
Day 98, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap.
You see, I didn't grow up golfing, but at this point in my life, I'm giving it everything I got. But the biggest question I have for people watching is, if I parred hole 1, then why can't I do it again and again and again and again? I mean, you're virtually doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I know that golf is supposed to be fun and relaxing, and you're supposed to just have fun while you're out there. But if you have any sort of competitiveness inside of you, you know the struggle of wanting to do better and wanting to be better. And that's sort of where this game can really grind your gears, because you can practice and practice and think you have things figured out. But in all reality, your body and your body movements are going to have a different story for you every single day you're out there on the golf course. You know, like something along the lines of topping 10 balls in a row with no real explanation or reason as to why it's happening. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason every single time, but what is it? But I have fully committed myself to experimenting with my own behaviors and my own golf game to figure out what makes an average golfer average. Which is why I'm documenting this entire journey, because I want to be able to help anybody who wants to one day become a single digit handicap and fully understand the work that it takes to get to that point. But I have a lot of work to do, and I hope that people watching this can one day benefit from my journey and hopefully improve their golf game. Peace. Anyways, a quick round recap. I had 3 pars, 12 bogeys, and 3 others. I hit 2 fairways and I had 2 greens in regulation, and I also scrambled up and down once. Now I had 34 putts, which is not bad, but overall I played a pretty good bogey game today, so I'm not upset. Again, I had some really bad drives, I had some bad approaches, and just working on figuring it all out.
Day 99, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. And today I'm out here again trying to make sure that my lead wrist does not bend on impact with my chips. So I'm doing this, and I want it to go through straight all the way. So let's see if I can make that happen. All right, that's it for day 99. Don't forget to follow me on my single digit handicap journey. Peace. Day 100, playing golf every day until I break 10 handicap. Has playing 100 days in a row made me any better? I don't know. We'll see after today's round.
I'm going to tell you right now, I have gotten better, but nowhere near my goal of becoming a single digit handicap. Although I did hit a good drive here on hole 1.
I don't know how this drive went this far, but it did. I guess it's a downwind drive, but still.
I tried to hit a knockdown 60 to that red pin, but the wind was really rough, so I went over. And then a little chip onto the green. Was really hoping it'd be closer, but hey, that'll do for a bogey. And I got really close to making this par putt, but just wasn't enough. But hey, good first bogey of the day. Then fast forward to hole 7, which is the hardest hole on the course, and I hit a pretty straight drive right where I was pointing, just didn't end up in a good spot. So I ended up with a 44 on the front, which is pretty good considering how windy it was. And I kind of feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm playing a pretty consistent bogey game of golf. Even though I had a rough start to this back 9, I eventually pulled it together and ended up with a ton of bogeys and a par. I ended up with a solid 92, which is pretty good considering it was a bad round. I had 13 bogeys, 2 pars, hit 5 fairways, 4 greens in reg, and I had 36 putts. So not a terrible round, but not a great round.